How's it going? How's everything down in the Performance Center in Orlando?
It's going great, Mark. How are you doing? And thank you for breaking the news. I appreciate that. You did an amazing job doing that.
Why WWE and why now?
The leadership. I mean, Paul, Bruce, Dan, and Nick. I mean, you can't get any better than that. Best quality training. Nowhere else. The PC here is one of one. There's nothing else like it. Creating a household name. I mean, I can go on and on. I mean, why not? The question more so is why not?
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, the best one, Donnie here, back with a brand new episode of Hot Takes, where I give you guys my hot takes on things going on in the professional wrestling world. But before we dive into this week's episode, if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, we recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO, and of course you already know, the grind is real. And I first want to start this off by, thanking all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs and best ones who reached out to me. In case you guys don't know, I was out of commission last week, tested positive for COVID, and it wasn't as bad this time around as it was before, but, we're starting to finally feel better. It feels great to be back and save you guys from Danny and Ben. But with that being said, let's dive into this week's hot take. The past few weeks, the wrestling world has been talking about one individual, and that is Jade Cargill. And apparently, after her match against Kris Statlander at AEW Rampage, the rumors started coming in that Jade Cargill's contract was up with AEW, and she decided not to renew it and join WWE. And a lot of us in the pro wrestling community got caught off guard with this, including myself, because Jade Cargill, she had this undefeated streak, and Kris Statlander made her return from injury, took the championship from Jade. I believe this happened at AEW Double or Nothing, and Jade Cargill made her return a few months later to, get a rematch for her championship that she lost in, a very weird way. And on Rampage, she ended up putting Kris Statlander over, and they hugged. And apparently, the rumors are true, because earlier today, according to ESPN, Jade Cargill has signed a multi-year deal with the WWE. And the rumors of her, being seen at the Performance Center is true. And my hot take for this week's episode of Hot Takes is, this is a fantastic move for WWE. I think that a lot of people are, sleeping on this. I think that, this is a big deal, because AEW, one thing that they have done fantastically is establish their own superstars. And we've seen it with, MJF. We've seen it with Sammy Guevara. We've seen it with Darby Allin, Wardlow, Ricky Starks, and even Jade Cargill. She's been, a standout since day one in AEW, and she's shown a lot of upside. And I'm very surprised that, Jade Cargill decided to go to WWE, because one reason why at first she decided to pick AEW over WWE when she decided she wanted to be a professional wrestler was because of the schedule, because she wants to, be with her daughter more. And I gotta say, AEW, I think we're very smart by having her come back and have a regular match with Kris Statlander and put her over, because Kris Statlander, in my opinion, is one of the best women wrestlers right now. And I think that was a great move. AEW definitely knows how to, let talent go and put people over. We saw it, with Cody Rhodes when, he had that great ladder match with Sammy Guevara for both, TNT championships. And we even got to see it with, William Regal putting MJF over. And I think AEW has done a good job with that. And I think that this is definitely going to be concerning for AEW because, yes, they are establishing their own stars. Because apparently, according to reports, Jade Cargill is not going to be starting in NXT. She's going to be going right to the main roster, and right now the creative writers, they have to come up with something for her. It is a immediate push they want to give her. So, this, is good for AEW that they are establishing their own talent. But when, your rival, the other promotion, the flagship show is taking the talent that you are taking the time and molding, that is definitely concerning. And right now, I think WWE, in my opinion, is 2 for 2 when it comes to AEW talent. Cody Rhodes, they did a fantastic job bringing him back to WWE, making him larger than life. And it's crazy because the way that he was booked in AEW is nowhere near as good as the way he's been booked in WWE. He has been a main event star since, his debut at WrestleMania against Seth Rollins. And with, Jade Cargill, I think WWE took the right approach by, putting this, article out on ESPN and making this a big deal. This is what's missing in pro wrestling right now, is making these stars feel larger than life. There's a reason why, back in the day, we loved that nostalgia with pro wrestling, because there's nobody larger than Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Triple H, John Cena, and now Roman Reigns. But WWE seems to, know how to, present a superstar when they're actually that good. And Jade Cargill, this is brilliant because, let's be real, surprises in 2023 are very tough to, maneuver. And I think that, they took a whole different approach here, and putting this article out on ESPN, you have everybody in the IWC talking about this, and even WWE taking advantage of this by posting pictures of her training at the Performance Center. This is brilliant marketing, and this is how you create somebody larger than life. And Jade Cargill, she has always stood out in AEW with her physique, with her look, with her presentation, and I think that this is a fantastic move. She, has only been in the business for, only a couple of years now. And she has shown a lot of upside. She's shown a lot of improvement, through her time at AEW, because a lot of people forget that she didn't start off in the independent circuit. She started off training and then immediately went to AEW. And she has been a big star in their women's division, and I think that this is a huge loss for AEW, but a huge gain for WWE because they have a lot of established women stars that are larger than life. And I'm already picturing the dream matches here with Jade Cargill. I think that, you could put her against Nia Jax. They both have physique, they both have size. You can also put Jade Cargill against Charlotte Flair, who I think both of them, they have a very similar wrestling style to them. And the one match that I really, really, really want to see is Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair, because anytime you put Bianca Belair against somebody, it's a 5-star match. And I think that they have the potential of, putting on one of the best rivalries in WWE women's history. This is a great move, and I know there's some people saying that shouldn't she start off in NXT because she's only been in the business for so long. I think, putting her right into the main roster, making her feel larger than life, is a better move for her, because sometimes it's very difficult to, transition from NXT to the main roster. And it seems like WWE is getting a little better with it recently, but for a very long time, Triple H was establishing, his own stars, and then as soon as they get called up to the main roster, they get buried after 3 weeks of getting pushed by Vince McMahon. And I think that Jade Cargill doesn't need to, go to NXT to prove herself. I think, putting her right in the main roster, that is a great move, because that's how she's going to get better. You need to, expose her. Because at the end of the day, NXT, only hardcore pro wrestling fans watch it. Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, there's more casual fans. And this is what I was saying, a couple weeks ago on the Nia Jax episode of Hot Takes, why I thought it was a good move bringing her back, because she's already an established star. And Jade Cargill, she is already an established star. People know her outside of the pro wrestling ring. And I think that, putting her, on the main roster and having her on TV consistently, and, putting her on ESPN, the #1 sports station, absolutely brilliant on WWE's behalf. And they know how to make somebody larger than life. And I feel like through time, AEW will get there, but I feel like people can't discredit All Elite Wrestling, because, yes, they do have, a lot of former WWE superstars, but at the same time, they have established a lot of talented guys and girls. And I think that, they really need to be concerned, because with, a lot of, these, reports coming out now, there's interest, from both sides. There's AEW. They're interested in guys like Drew McIntyre when his contract's up in 2024. Even, the reports recently about Edge. AEW has interest in bringing Edge to their promotion. And, with WWE, they have interest in Wardlow. They have interest in Ricky Starks, according to, different reports. And even MJF, whose contract is going to be expiring at the end of 2023. If WWE continues to make these former AEW superstars larger than life, I could see guys like MJF, Ricky Starks, Wardlow, guys that are, not happy with the way that they're being booked in AEW, going over to the other side. And I think that, WWE doing this is, a message to AEW that, man, you guys better start making larger-than-life characters. You better start utilizing the talent that you got, and stop, bringing in more and more and more and more people. Stop, bringing Ring of Honor and AEW together as one. You need to, really focus on the people you have, because this is what's going to happen, and I think that this is a major W for WWE. They, found a diamond in the rough, especially, for a great women's division as it is. Adding, more fire to it. And, even with Cody Rhodes, he went from being a mid-card guy in AEW, making the TNT Championship prestigious, to, fans, wanting him to turn heel, to now being one of the biggest baby faces in all of wrestling on the big stage. And I think that, AEW, they better be concerned, because I do think that WWE, man, they are not playing around. And I love how, larger than life they've made Jade Cargill, and she hasn't even appeared on, WWE programs yet. I think that AEW, they should be concerned. But let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on, Jade Cargill joining WWE. Do you think that this is a good move? And do you think AEW should be concerned about, future established AEW talent going over to the other side, like MJF and, Ricky Starks? Because a lot of contracts are, expiring, within, the next few months and, 2024. But if you guys enjoyed this week's episode of Hot Takes, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. The link's down in the description below. You can go follow me over on my social medias and other YouTube pages. All that down below. New episodes of the We Are Wrestling podcast come out every Saturday on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel or any podcasting platform you listen to your stuff on. It's available everywhere. All the links down below. And of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we are taking over. Peace.